Uh-oh. It looks like Squirrel Stampede just put down a bunch of money on some more Plants vs. Zombies figurines. What's that? You're not actually a Plants vs. Zombie toy? You're a Lego RV with a Skeletor ram skull stuck to your head? Maybe Jazzwares should make a Penny Time Machine RV as well.
Going backwards, we have a bunch of different series and waves of Plants vs. Zombies Fun Dead figures to look at. We have Crazy Dave and Imp, Digger Zombie, and Potato Mine on the table. Now, I believe this is Series 2 or Wave 2. It's kind of tricky to tell with Jazzwares as they release their stuff in such weird ways, at least in my neighborhood. On the back of the boxes here, you can see the top row, I'm pretty sure is that first wave series, whatever you want to call it, with the Ducky Tube Zombie and Pea Shooter and the Disco Zombie and the Conehead Zombie, whereas the Football Zombie, Crazy Dave, and Digger Zombie probably were a next wave or series, and usually say 2013 on the package anyway. And going backwards even more, this would be the Fun Dead figures from that first wave, the 2012 wave, with Conehead Zombie and Ducky Tube Zombie. Much older figures, and you can tell on the back of the box here there's only those three shown, and the date down here is 2012. Now going forwards, but still kind of backwards in their package, we have the Tomb Raiser Zombie and Cowboy Zombie, and these are probably series or wave 3. We have a updated purple box now, and a call out from the smash hit game Plants vs. Zombies 2. But on the back of this box, it mostly shows figures from maybe the first and second waves or series. These, however, have the date 2014 on the package. So if I've helped confuse you at all, that's great. That's what I'm here for. And if you know better than I do, which I'm sure you do, please let me know in the comments. Alright, zombies out of the box. Let's start with that initial series or wave of the Ducky Tube Zombie and the Conehead Zombie with the Sunflower and the Pea Shooter. These are pretty simple toys overall. The Pea Shooter and the Sunflower are basically just a piece of plastic, vinyl, whatever you want to call it, painted pretty well. You know, it looks just like you would see in the game, and they almost even feel like a live cartoon here on the stage. As for the zombie figures, really nice again, painted well, looks just like you would see in the game.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Squirrel, what do you have on your hands?
My hands?
Yes, let's see them now.
Okay,
A little closer, please.
Oh, you mean my tattoos?
Where did you get those?
Oh, I just went to the store and was looking at the Valentine's cards, and they had those Valentines of Plants vs. Zombies with included removable tattoos. So we have a Pea Shooter and a Conehead Zombie tat.
The fun never stops with you, does it, Squirrel Stampede?
Nope. And with a little bit of simple articulation going on, each having a moving arm on each side and the full, well, almost 360 rotation. It depends on how much you want to force his chin over his shoulder. I wouldn't recommend it because I wouldn't want to break these nice little toys. So this first wave really pulled off well. I argued with myself several times on buying these and didn't really pick them up until I saw some of the later series, and after the Garden Warfare figures, I just had to pick these two up. So moving on to that second set of characters, we have Crazy Dave and an Imp, and Digger Zombie and a Potato Mine. So let's start with Crazy Dave, the figure that started all this Fun Dead figure collecting. I figured if I'm playing with all these Plants vs. Zombies toys, I better have a Crazy Dave. He's kind of an important character when you think about it. The figure's not too bad, a little smaller than I would have liked him to be. Since he's usually front and center on the camera in the game, he feels just larger than life, but the figure kind of feels a little small. But that's probably his only drawback. He has a really good likeliness to the character. We've got a little bit of articulation with the arms rotating and the head, full 360 maybe, yep. And we've got that trademark pot on top of his head. His facial paint feels a little bit washed out. Maybe we could have got a little more painted detail on him, but again, it's kind of a small figure, so it's kind of hard to get that much detail. So overall, he's really terrific. Included in the pack is the Imp, who would probably be my third most hated zombie to fight. Second being chickens, and first being that cursed prospector zombie. The Imp comes along in several different ways in the game, and it always just surprises me and destroys my defenses. This little figurine doesn't do too much, looks just like you would expect the Imp to. I don't believe we have any articulation on him, just some soft plastic arms that you can kind of squish around with, but really not much to do with this guy. I don't really know the Digger Zombie very well. He doesn't appear in Plants vs. Zombies It's About Time. I think he shows up in one of the Xbox platform games, right? He's kind of a variant of a engineer zombie from Garden Warfare. He's kind of that same burly size and all, but I don't really know much about him. I picked him up more for the potato mine that comes with him, and he's just kind of a cool large zombie. Again, we have just simple articulation with the arms and rotating head. Full 360, but he stands well and is painted overall really well, especially his flannel shirt there, red flannel worker shirt, like it a lot. And again, I mainly picked up this pack for the potato mine. It's funny, for the longest time I thought the potato mine was just this dirt plant monster that came out and blew up zombies all mine-like, and I didn't even realize it was a potato until I took the 5 seconds to read what his character name was. Here I am from Idaho, and I should be representing the potatoes better. But it's a pretty fun little, well, I don't even know what you would call this. There's no articulation. It's just a half a potato coming out of some dirt with the little red timer thinger on it, or whatever you call it, the trigger. But pretty funny little character, and will be neat to be included with killing zombies. Overall, these 4 figures look great and are worth adding to your collections. Moving on to what I guess is the most recent wave or series would be the Tomb Raiser Zombie and Bloomerang with the Cowboy Zombie and Chili Bean. Here we have the Tomb Raiser Zombie, a good zombie to represent the ancient Egypt level, overall painted really well, bandaged all mummy up like, got the Anubis dog head hat helmet going on. A lot of work went into this guy. I think he turned out pretty well. Again, simple articulation with rotating head, all 360, and we've got the arm rotation as well. And he's pretty stable too. He's not going to fall over even with that big clunky head. And I don't think you could take this bone out of his hand. It's kind of glued down. Not too much excitement going on with the Bloomerang. There is no articulation on this guy, and he's pretty much just a little standalone figurine. I don't use this guy very much because he's usually pretty weak. I guess you could say that the boomerangs take out a lot of damage on several zombies at once, but they always seem to just overrun me with this guy, so I don't really use him very much. But he is kind of cute.
Hey, I'm not cute.
I picked up the Cowboy Zombie because I thought he would be a really cool zombie to goof around with because I like the whole Western theme. However, this guy is very tippable because he's got that classic zombie bent over lurch going on, and so he's very over heavy. I guess maybe if we try to bend his arms back a little bit, that'll possibly help. No, he's just obviously really leaned over and you lose that stability, so that's kind of a bummer. And there's no display base included, so kind of really hurts this toy a lot. I'll have to use some gum or something to stick him down. Overall though, painted really well, looks just like you would see in the level, just fun character to have, just unfortunate again that he, well, does that. Then we have the Chili Bean plant, one of the more gaseous characters available. A pretty simple figurine again, kind of has this dorky base stuck to him. I don't really know how else they would have done it. I guess they could have flattened him out a little bit. So you've got that base situation here. And he's got some weird scratch paint marks on him. I don't know how that happened. But not much going on here than other just a plant bean. I don't think you can even rotate the little stem coming out of his head. Kind of reminds me of a California singing raisin from back in the day. with the color scheme going on in the eyes and the smile, but I got him more for the Cowboy Zombie. So that is fun with the Plants vs. Zombies Fun Dead figures from Jazzwares. There's a few other sets that I didn't pick up, like Disco Zombie and Walnut, even though, man, I really like Walnut, and Football Zombie and Jalapeno, but perhaps one day I will add those in. Overall, these are really nice figurines that represent the game pretty well. They're not really the best toys to play with, they're more about display. Find these toys somewhere in Toys R Us, and usually that small little corner of the store, and or just go to Amazon.com and find them all that way. That's what I have to say about that.
Thanks for watching Squirrel Stampede.
Brains! Hey look, a defenseless plant. I'm totally gonna eat him. I wouldn't do that if I were you. Oh, come on, he looks delicious. Oh God.